Before the pyramids, before the famous dynasties, before Egypt even looks like Egypt in your head, there's a shadowy king name that pops up and makes historians lean in. Ny-Hor. If you've never heard of him, that's the point. This is the earliest chapter of Egyptian power, where kingship is still being invented, and the evidence is so rare that a single name can change the timeline. Ny-Hor is linked to the pre-dynastic, very early dynastic edge, that blurry era when Upper Egypt's rulers were consolidating control, symbols of authority were becoming standardized, and royal identity was being stamped into objects instead of written into long histories. We don't have biographies for kings this early. What we have are fragments, inscriptions, marks, and names surviving on artifacts like labels, sealings, and early administrative pieces. Clues that a ruler existed and had enough organization behind him to leave a bureaucratic footprint. And that's what makes Ny-Hor so interesting. He represents a moment when Egypt's earliest kings weren't just warlords, they were building a system. A king at this stage isn't remembered for speeches or monuments. He's remembered because he could command resources, control production, and mark goods with authority. Basically the beginning of a state that can count, store, and enforce. But here's the twist. Early kings like Ny-Hor are also controversial because the evidence can be thin. Some scholars argue certain names might be titles, local rulers, or reading disputes. That means every new find can upgrade him from maybe to real, or reshape where he belongs in the king list. In the earliest Egypt, history isn't a straight line. It's a puzzle with missing pieces, and Ny-Hor is one of those pieces that doesn't fit cleanly, yet. So if you want to understand how Egypt became the world's first megastate, you don't start with the pyramids. You start with half-known names like Ny-Hor, where kingship is still raw, experimental, and being carved into existence. If you want the next episode on the 3 earliest king symbols that show up before the first dynasty, type early king in the comments and hit follow.